Hi, my heartbeats. It's your girl, Sweetheart, and today we are back with another YouTube video. Hey, another YouTube video. Hey guys, we are back with another YouTube video. It has been too long since I posted my last video. It's been about 2 or 3 weeks since I posted my last video, and I was never supposed to keep you guys waiting that long, but I'm here now. What's up? Okay, so as you can see from the title, I'm so excited because today will be the first day of a segment I like to call Girl Talk. Okay, so just an introduction to what Girl Talk will be about. Girl Talk is going to be topics that us females can talk about and relate to, whether it's hygiene or boys or best friends or, you know, family relationships. No matter what it is, it's going to be all girl talk all the time. So that doesn't mean that guys are exempt from watching. You can watch, you know, it's not going to be, I'll put a warning out if it's going to be strict to girl talk. But today we are only talking about boys. So we are talking about boyfriends, ex-boyfriends, and dating. Do's and don'ts. Well, and today I got my handy dandy notebook because I'm using my phone to record. I got a new phone. I don't know if you can tell by the camera. It's a pretty good camera. Okay, so let's get into the video. Okay, so I started with boyfriends. Oh no, I started with dating. That's what I started with. So my first don't with the dating was, don't be afraid to set healthy boundaries. What I mean by that, an example is, you know, don't be afraid to say no to, you know, a hug or a kiss at the moment, you know, whatever your preference is. Don't be afraid to say, hey, I don't want to do that right now, or hey, I don't want to be touched, or I don't want to give hugs right now or give kisses right now. I want to get to know you better. Don't be afraid to say no, you don't want to take pictures, because I had a guy before, you know, our first date, he wanted to take pictures with me. And I was kind of like, I don't know you like that, you know, I don't know if we should do that. And, you know, I said it, of course I said it, you know, in a decent kind of way so he wouldn't get offended, but he understood when I said it. Or even, you know, jokes. Don't let a guy make certain kind of jokes. You know how you are with your friends where you're like, yes, you know, you make jokes or crack jokes on each other, or, you know, talk about each other in a certain kind of way, but that's because y'all been friends for a minute and y'all known each other and y'all know what buttons not to push. But when it comes to dating, do not let a guy make any kind of joke that you're uncomfortable with, whether it's about your body or the way you look or, you know, your family or whatever. Do not let a guy do that. Set healthy boundaries. Do be yourself. Don't try to be somebody that you're not. I've seen so many situations where I knew for a fact that a girl wasn't the way she was portraying to be on a date, and you know, I can only imagine what happened after they continued dating, or if they got together, got to be a boyfriend. You know, it's okay to wear your, you know, makeup and, you know, weave or wigs. It's okay to do that, but as far as personality, don't try to change yourself for a guy. Don't try to be, you know, if you're, you know, outgoing and outspoken, don't try to be all pretty and cute and quiet. I mean, be cute, you know, be a lady, be ladylike, but don't try to be all quiet. If you loud, be loud, and if you quiet, be quiet. You know, be yourself. Don't try to be somebody that you're not, because if you go further with that guy, he's, you know, you guys are going to see each other's real sides and, you know, real characteristics. So just from the beginning, straight from the beginning, be who you are. And if he doesn't like you for who you are, then you don't need him, sis. Keep it moving. Don't compare him to other guys. Ladies, I know that it can be very hard to date a guy and not try to say, you know, somebody, for example, if somebody hurt you in the past or somebody did something in the past, I know it's hard to try to say, okay, you're different, you know, but I had to learn this too. Do not compare him to other guys, because guys don't like that. I found out that guys don't like that. And I know that, you know, we look for the little quirks and the little bitty tiny details, but don't look at him and say, oh, my ex did that, or oh, there was a guy I was talking to that did that and you're just like him. Like, don't compare him, and then don't expect him to have the same qualities. You know, a or better guy that you see might have, or somebody that you talk to, or whatever. Just don't compare him to other guys, because believe it or not, guys have, sometimes have self-esteem and self-confidence problems too. And it doesn't help the situation when you point out every little thing about him and say that Brian or Ryan had this and that, or that, oh, he looks better than that, or I seen a guy at the gym the other day. Like, no, don't do that, ladies, because we don't want guys to do that to us, so we shouldn't do that to guys. Keep yourself safe. I cannot stress enough how important it is to make sure your safety is the number one priority, especially if you're going on dates, if you're riding in a car with a guy. Please, please, please make sure that your safety is number one. You don't have to, always tell every little thing, but make sure someone knows what he looks like. Make sure someone knows what his car looks like, or the address to where you guys are going, or something. Just something to ensure that you are being safe. You don't have to tell the whole world or tell everybody. Just tell one person, at least one person you trust, one person won't try to, do any pop-ups or be jealous or whatever. Just tell someone, because your safety is very, very important. And especially if you are dating or talking to someone, you don't know their whole backstory. You haven't been around them. You're just meeting them, Just be safe. Keep an open mind about dating locations. Ladies, you don't have to always go on this 5-star fancy hotel restaurant date. No. Dating is about getting to know each other and spending time together, and getting to the point where you want to start to build a friendship, a connection, or a relationship with that guy. It's not always about what he can buy you or where he can take you. It's about spending time together, building a relationship. Don't be afraid to go to a regular sit-down restaurant, or go on a picnic, or go to the park, or go skating. It's about the time that's spent. And as long as the quality of the time that's spent is great, don't worry about the location. Take it slow, ladies. Especially if you are just dating a guy, if you are just talking to a guy, take it slow. Go slow. Do not rush things. Do not pressure him into being your boyfriend. Don't do any of that. Make sure you take it slow and go with the flow. That's my motto, because at one point I was always rushing things. I was always worried about, oh, what? He doesn't like me because he's not doing this yet, or he doesn't like me because he's not doing that yet. Like, no. Go with the flow. My friends have always told me, Dejanay, go with the flow. Just see where it goes. It may go somewhere, it might not go somewhere. He may not be comfortable with doing that yet, or he may not be ready to do that yet. And that's something I had to understand. So yes, take it slow. Do not rush, because when you rush things, and if you rush into a relationship, the relationship will crumble. Take it from me. Don't lower your standards. Don't lower your standards, ladies. Do not lower your standards because you feel like there's no guy that fits your standards. No. Keep your standards high. Because if you set high standards, then, maybe the little bitty thing that he doesn't have, it won't be that big of a deal. Set your standards high. Reach for the stars. I've heard a quote that say, reach for the stars. So if you don't get to the star, at least you'll get the moon. Or don't lower your standards for no guy. If he don't, whatever you want. If he doesn't open the door, if he doesn't pull your chair out, if he doesn't, laugh at your jokes, if he doesn't groom himself nice, if he don't keep his nails cut, whatever. Whatever it is that you have set your standards to be, stick to those standards. Don't let nobody tell you that your standards are too high, or that your standards are unreachable or unreasonable. No. Keep your standards, because at the end of the day, you're the one who's dating them. You're the one who may be in a relationship with them. You're the one that's going to have to deal with it. And you're the one that's going to have to be around, that said guy. So keep your standards high. Moving on to ex-boyfriends. First don't I have under ex-boyfriends is, don't let anybody, for example, if you decided to break up with that guy, don't let anybody make you feel bad about your decisions. Because at the end of the day, if you decided to break up with that guy, you had a good reason. It doesn't even have to be a good reason, to be honest. You had a reason within yourself why you felt like you didn't want to be with him anymore. Whether that was, a problem that's, within yourself, or, something that just wasn't acceptable. I've been in situations where I broken up with guys because of, how I was feeling. And I'm not saying that, you know, that's always right, because it starts to become a problem with me. And when it starts to become a problem, then you should just pause on dating and work on yourself. But some of the things were legit. Like, it was situations where guys would make me feel some type of way, or they would do something and, you know, just saying I'm over it, say I over exaggerate instead of trying to, you know, fix it or work it out, you know. But I've also broken up with guys because they've done things to me that was unacceptable. Like, very unacceptable things is don't call me out my name, don't talk about my family, you know, don't try to argue with me every time I bring something to your attention that I don't like, you know, don't disregard my feelings when I'm talking about my feelings. It's just, whatever your decision is to break up with that guy, don't let anybody make you feel bad. Don't listen to what nobody got to say about it. I decided to break up with him, and I'm going to stay broken up with him because of X, Y, and Z, whatever it is. You don't really even have to explain yourself, to be honest. Delete all social medias. Do not be on this guy page stalking his social media, seeing who he talking to, seeing what new girls he talking to, because sis, that is gonna hurt your feelings in the end. Like, in the end, you're gonna be sitting in your bed all day scrolling through his social media, and what he gonna be doing? Living his best life? Like, no, sis. Like, sis, get up out that bed, delete his social media, block him if you have to, block him. Block him and keep it going. Go about your day. Like, sis, don't stay on his social medias, especially if you can't handle it. Now, if it gets to a point where, you know, you guys are still cool, okay, whatever, keep his social media. But if you're to the point where you're hurt and, you know, he hurt your feelings, or, you know, it just didn't work out, don't stay on social media. Take it from me. I've done it with said guy that I will not talk about, but I've done it, and honestly, it just brings you down. It just brings you down, especially if they're doing stuff that, you know, that might be purposely to get on your nerves, or doing stuff that, you know, is just not them. Like, it's gonna bring you down. And, you know, we don't want to be brought down. We want to stay up. We want to level up. Level up. We want to level up. Like, we don't want to stay down. Don't, ladies, I know it gets complicated sometimes, but do not go back and forth. Do not break up, make up, break up, make up. Like, no, don't do that. Do not do that. And as I talk to y'all, I'm talking to myself, because everything I'm telling y'all not to do, I've done. This is why I'm telling you not to do it. Do not try your best to not go back and forth and make up and break up and make up. Because honestly, if you break up and make up more than 1 or 2 times, something ain't right, sis. And something there, y'all do not need to be together. The universe or the world or God, is whatever y'all want to believe in, is telling you that no, y'all don't need to be together. And I know situations get complicated. I know things happen with circumstances and distance and family issues or whatever, but try your best to, if y'all break up once and get back together, then let that be it. Don't break up again and get back together. Like I said, more than 1 or 2 times, he's not good for you, sis. Just take it from me, because I've been in several breakup, makeup relationships, and it's not good. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm perfect, because sometimes the breakup and makeups was because of both of us, because of things that, you know, we both did to make it, you know, more complicated than it had to be, or, you know, make it a problem or whatever the reason is. Try your best. Look at the signs, like the red flags and the signs. Pay attention to those, because they matter and they help. And 9 times out of 10, a woman's intuition and discernment, you know, you can tell when a guy is not good for you. Try your best to not go back and forth, to not keep breaking up and making up. Tell him to stay over there. You know, I know it gets hard when you get feelings for a guy and you start to love them, but try your best not to go back and forth with him. Move on, sis. Move on. Okay. Do set boundaries. Again, just like with dating, with ex-boyfriends. Say, you know, your ex-boyfriend didn't, you know, cheat on you, or didn't call you out your name or whatever. Say that he didn't do none of that, and y'all just broke up. Y'all just thought it was best to break up, and y'all still want to be friends. Okay, set boundaries. Make sure that it's just friends. Don't be letting no guy come all over to you with, yeah, let's be friends, but we can still do this and that. Like, no. Especially if y'all came to the conclusion that it was better off if y'all just did not be together. Now, if it's not something with personality or characteristics or something like that, if it's something with like distance or whatever, then okay, then with distance, of course, you're not going to be able to do anything that friends wouldn't do. But make sure you set boundaries. I'm not saying that, you can't, do whatever you decide to do. And whatever you decide to do with that person, if you decide to break up with a guy and he becomes your ex-boyfriend, make sure you tell him the things that you will not accept as a friend, the things that you don't want to revisit if he's just your friend and not your boyfriend. Just set boundaries. Don't go on social media and bash him. Ladies, listen, I know that it can be hard, especially when you're dealing with a no good guy that just ain't nothing. Everybody and their mama know he ain't nothing. His friends telling you he ain't nothing. Like, do not bash him on social media, even if he's doing it, because honestly, that's a sign of immaturity. And we as ladies, as young ladies, are much more mature than that. Do not go on social media bashing him, putting all your business out. Don't let nobody gas you up to go post something on social media. If he's posting on social media, okay, fine. Block him, sis. Block, blockity, block. Like, no, that's why it's good to not follow them on social media still. To not follow them on social media and be stalking and everything like that. Because, everybody's not on your maturity level. Everybody's not going to be decent about a breakup. Even if it didn't end on bad terms, some people are going to go on social media. Some guys, his new girls, whatever, they might go on social media. But don't stoop to their level. Be more mature than that. Be way more mature. Don't go bash them on social media. Take time. This is so important. This is so very important. And I had to learn this. Take time. And I mean as much time as you need to come to terms and come to peace with a breakup. Ladies, sometimes we get into situations where we fell hard for this guy. We gave this guy everything. We did everything we could for this guy. Like, we did whatever for this guy. We get to a point where we love them, we'll do anything for them, and it still don't work out. And it sucks. It really, really, really does suck. Don't ever try to block out your own emotions or block out your feelings, or, just ignore how you feel. Take time to come to terms with the fact that we broke up. We broke up, and yes, it sucks. And I need some time to digest it. Don't try to move on or go hang with this guy and that guy, and you're not over, the pain that you felt with this breakup. Take time to come to peace with the breakup. Take time to heal yourself. Take some time for your own personal healing, for your own personal emotional peace. Let your heart heal. Let your heart settle. Because I know when a breakup happens, a heart, you get shaken up a little bit inside, and it hurts. Like, it hurts. And it can affect your everyday living. It can affect how you treat people and how you look at other guys and how you treat other guys. Just take time. Do not jump from one relationship to the other. Do not jump from dating one person to dating another. I mean, it's okay to date several people or talk to several people, but if you were to a point where you got serious about that guy, just take some time to heal yourself. That is very important, because the ill feelings that you feel from that breakup will carry over into a next friendship or relationship if you don't take time out. Okay, so we're gonna move on to boyfriends, and this is the last topic. I've been in a couple relationships, not that many. I can give a little bit advice about boyfriends and relationships. Even with boyfriends, this is a theme here. Set boundaries. Even with boyfriends, whether you're dating a guy, whether a guy's your ex-boyfriend, whether he is your boyfriend, or whether he's your friend. Honestly, y'all never dated or anything. Whether he's your friend, set boundaries in every relationship that you get into. Every friendship, every relationship, everything. Set boundaries with your boyfriend. Don't do things that you are not comfortable doing, as far if it's, if he wants to do something, that you're not comfortable with doing. Don't let him pressure you into doing anything. Don't let him pressure you into meeting people or meeting certain people or going certain places, or don't let him pressure you into wearing that matching outfit. Just do things that you are ready to do. 9 times out of 10, if it's to the point where he's your boyfriend, you're comfortable with him, you trust him. But sometimes, even when you've been talking for a minute, when you get into a relationship, it's kind of different, because people behave differently and different things happen. Just set boundaries. Set boundaries. That is very, very important. Do spend a lot of time together. That's your boyfriend. Most of the time, you know, boyfriend and girlfriend, they spend ample amounts of time together. But also make sure that it's healthy amounts of time. Don't be spending all your time with him and forget about your best friends or your friends, because they're going to be there if y'all break up or something go wrong. But definitely set times and set specific times to just have moments where it's just you and him. You know, spend time together. Spending time together, that's how you get to know a person. That's how you get to know and understand a person. You get to know what characteristics and what real qualities they have. And you get to know a person's, you know, what they like and what they don't like. Just make sure you spend time together, because if you don't spend time with them, then you really don't know nothing about them. Okay, don't care about anyone's negative opinions. Notice I said negative opinions. Now, there's a difference between negative opinions and healthy opinions. Example of a negative opinion: don't, you know, just because he doesn't look a certain type of way, just because he's not the cutest or whatever it is, don't let anyone's, whether it's family, friends, anything, don't let anyone's negative opinions affect how you feel about a guy. You know, if they don't think he's cute, okay, that's fine. More for me, I think he's cute. Or, you know, if your family is like, he not that cute, or what kind of car is that? Like, ew, like, no. Don't let anybody, you know, deter you from what you like. Now, there's a difference, like I said, between negative and constructive opinions. If a parent or a friend or someone who's close to you, who cares about you, is looking at this guy and saying, no, baby girl, like, no, he's not good for you. If there's someone that's saying that, and you know that your best interest is in their heart, listen to those type of opinions. If your mother, especially if your mother says, no, baby girl, he's not for you, he's not the one. Or if your best friend says, baby girl, like, best friend, like, no, like, there's a difference. And be able to know the difference. Be able to tell a hater from a very caring friend, or be able to tell a family member that's just blah from a family member who honestly very, very much so cares about you. So be able to tell that difference between negative opinions and constructive, positive opinions. Do not have constant arguments. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to be perfect all the time, because it's not. It's not going to be perfect all the time. You're not going to be happy with him all the time. He's not going to be happy with you all the time. And sometimes you're going to get to a point where you're going to be like, okay, I don't like this. You know, let's talk about this. Have healthy discussions instead of arguments. There's a difference between saying, oh, well, you pissed me off, and saying, babe, I didn't like when you did this. I didn't appreciate when you did this. You know, when you did X, Y, and Z, it made me feel these negative emotions or these feelings or these thoughts. Part of maturity is knowing how to approach a situation. And especially, you know, with me, you know, I don't know, you know, not coming down on anybody's belief, but me as a woman who is trying to follow Christ and, you know, being a woman of God, there's a certain way you have to approach every situation. I can make a video on that too, but there's a certain way, especially with guys. We're going to stay on the topic of guys for right now. There's a certain way that you approach a guy. A guy is not going to listen to screaming, yelling, cussing. I'm sorry. And I know that sometimes women, we can be a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Sometimes it's okay. But, you know, that's something we have to work on. You know, I know it's hard not to be crazy, especially when you've been in situations where, you know, guys have done whatever and said whatever. I know it's hard not to be crazy, but there's a certain way to approach stuff. If you want a guy to listen to you, do not come at him screaming, yelling, and cussing, because he will not listen to you. Also, like I said, the stuff that I'm telling y'all not to do, I did it. So I know from my experience. Now, these may not work for everybody, but I know from my experience, you gotta find different ways to express yourself. And honestly, that starts with you. Even if he's screaming, yelling, cussing, I know everybody has seen the meme or the picture, whatever, where it's one head and it's filled with books and they're silent, and it's one hand is filled with nonsense and they're yelling. I know you guys probably seen it on Facebook or whatever. Even if somebody is yelling, screaming, cussing at you, be the bigger person and be someone that can diffuse the situation by saying, okay, I'm gonna listen to how you feel. But this is how this made me feel. Without yelling, without cursing, without always getting offended, because sometimes we gotta be told about ourselves. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I gotta be told about myself a lot of times. So yes, those are my do's and don'ts for boyfriends, ex-boyfriends, and dating and talking. So until next time, make sure every single little thing you do is from the heart. Bye.